right.
I know this man not drinking wine.
I am drinking wine because I need it.
Oh,
I
God.
came from a bachelor party, bro.
We can catch up on that later.
If you can, we gotta adjust that for sure.
All right. What you guys want me to
All right,
drink
man, hit it.
or something?
Yeah, no,
Man,
you just came
man,
from a
just
bachelor
hit
party.
the
What you
intro,
All right,
bro.
let me
Just
into the show.
hit the intro.
All right.
Damn.
Here we go. What's up, Stick Squad? Today we are talking that stick with a special guest standing at 5'11". I'll give him 6 foot. Out of Syracuse University, All-American, coming off an 8-point performance. Joey Spallina joined the show.
Big dog, 2-2.
Yes,
2-2 in the
sir.
building.
He's
What up?
here. It was a crazy quarterfinal weekend, and we're about to talk about it all. Cornell survives Richmond. Cardiac Cuse does it again. Notre Dame kisses the three-peat goodbye, and Maryland handles business as usual. But make sure to give us some love on Instagram, Twitter, and X, or whatever the hell you want to call it, and Spotify. But without further ado, let's get into it, boys. Let's do it.
Go, big plays. Tied up, splits the double with 8. She's going to get a shot off each. Are you kidding me?
Yes, sir. We are back, and Adam, we got Joey Spallina in the building.
Yes, sir.
Baby. Let's go. My man is outside on his phone right now having a day.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Now, I love it. I love it. Now, Joey, we got to hit you with our questions, with some questions here. So we're going to throw them right at you. Quick hitters here. Ready?
Sweet.
All right. Michael Jordan or LeBron James?
I'm going to go with LeBron.
There we go.
There we go.
That's
That's
what
my
I'm
killer.
talking
Yeah,
about.
bro.
Hey, yeah.
All
Let's
right.
go.
Good. That's a good answer. Good answer. You know ball. All right.
Yeah.
Now, if it wasn't lacrosse, what sport would you be playing?
Hockey, 100%.
Really?
100%.
I can see that.
So my dad didn't really start playing lacrosse till like he was like a freshman in high school. So like he kind of grew up playing hockey, and that was like, I'm a huge Islanders fan, and I just love it. So
Okay, you love it, but are you nice at it though?
like if you ask my teammates, because they're all Canadian and they've all been playing, I'm not really that good. But like if you like ask like my friends from home, I am pretty good. So
Okay.
All right, I'll
Not
take
bad.
it.
I'll take
I can't
it. It's
even
levels
ice
to
skate.
it.
I'll leave it. I can't even ice skate. All right. Who was the best athlete to ever come from Syracuse? Now, not just lacrosse, any athlete.
I'm gonna go with Melo.
Oh, not Fab Mello. That's what you're saying, Fab Mello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out here.
All right,
That's a
Carmelo.
That's a top pick right there. I gotta give him that.
Yeah, you
That's
come
solid.
through to the party with a Carmelo Anthony Syracuse jersey.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
you know.
Yeah.
Chicken parm with vodka sauce or marinara?
Oh, I'm gonna go with vodka sauce.
Power move. That's a power play. Like
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing. Every time I get that chicken parm sandwich, though, let me get some vodka sauce.
True.
All right, Long Island lizards or the New York lizards?
Long Island, because that's I just kind of grew up like that. So it's just
All right. And last one,
Gotta rock that.
give us a song that's on your pregame playlist.
Oh, I'm gonna go with Rihanna song, and it's called "Breaking Dishes."
Oh,
Gets me fired up. I don't know why, but it gets me
what you
fired
been
up.
going through 22, man?
I kind of love.
Hey,
Hey,
nah,
I
I'm
was
gonna
thinking-
look that up right now. I never
Yeah,
heard
for
this.
sure. I kind
Yeah,
of
I know it.
with
As soon
that.
as he said it.
I thought he was about to say, "Bitch, better have my money, yo."
No way.
Yo, that's
awesome.
weird.
Rihanna gets Joey Spallina fired up.
Sounds like every other man.
Fact.
Hey, retweet.
Hey, I ain't mad.
I'm mad at it.
I ain't mad, dude.
Joey, I'm gonna spin that
fire.
later, bro.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
It's
It's
Rihanna,
fine. Done,
ASAP
done.
The
Joey.
beginning got me cracking.
Do you guys choose your goal celebration song when you score?
Would that song be? No. It would probably be 22 by Taylor Swift. That's probably what it would be.
Listen, that's
dog.
real. If you're gonna make them
Hey,
listen to
hey.
Tell me
something,
that.
Corny as hell. But
yeah, y'all can listen
but
to that.
I mean, imagine being Princeton and hearing that song 4 straight times. You'd probably pack it in.
Hey,
Exactly.
talk your shit, Joe. You talk your shit.
Oh yeah.
That's
I'd be
real.
sick to my stomach. I'd just be like,
He said y'all are
no way.
Swifties.
4 times? Yeah.
I ain't gonna name no names. Somebody on Princeton that probably would hear that and just never mind.
Nah. You gonna wake up in a cold sweat. Like
we can get there.
Cool. He's cool. He's cool. He's
That's
cool.
what's up.
No,
there you
man.
go.
I love it.
That's
Now,
awesome.
we got some fan questions too. I'll give you a fan question.
All right, sweet.
First one's from D. Hauser. He said, how much pressure do you feel wearing the 22 for Syracuse?
Yeah, I get asked this a ton, and to be honest, like it's just more of like it's like more fun than anything, I would say. I mean, just like playing in like the best place in the country, and a place where like you go to the mall, like you go out, like people ask you like about the game, and like people truly care. So it's not a pressure. I feel like it's more of just like an experience and like almost like a luxury kind of thing, if that makes sense. But
Absolutely. Yeah, I get that,
That's
man.
dope. I really
mean,
like that answer.
Yeah, you're not really thinking about it when you're playing either. So it's just you just hooping.
yeah,
Just hooping, man. And
no doubt.
Experience.
And Scotty Royster wanted to know, do you feel like the longer your hair, the better you play?
Come on. I'd say like when I play, like I usually stick with a hairstyle for the whole year. Like my freshman year, we had to go bald because that's just what we had to do. And then last year was more like a high and tight kind of thing, and then this year our house decided to just mullets. So
I love that.
yeah, it was nuts.
I'm happy none of my housemates decided to do that in college.
Yeah, it wouldn't be no mullet over
That would have
here.
went crazy though.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I had to perm my shit.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
Now
If
you
I
out
did
there
that,
perming his shit, bro.
I'd be looking like
That's
always
awesome.
Kanye out here,
Like,
bro.
who is that? Is that Prince?
Yo,
Oh my god.
crazy, bro. I remember in high school, they tried to get me to dye my hair blonde. I was like, nah.
That's tough. I did that in college, dude. That is tough.
All right. So pretty funny story with that. My freshman year of high school, I had a blonde mullet, and you can only imagine how terrible that looked. So
Oh yeah.
terrible.
Oh yeah.
I feel like
Magnet, dude.
that's a lacrosse player experience, like an average, like every
Yeah, I
lacrosse
feel
player
like you almost
deals with
like have to do it.
Facts.
Yeah. You got to do something, which is so stupid because we wear helmets.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
but you take it off. You're like, what did they do, bro? Like, why did they do that?
Oh, unreal.
So funny.
That's sick. So, all right, Joey. So, guys, do you guys have any other questions for Joey for now? So we can get into the next. All right.
What was your favorite moment yesterday?
My favorite moment yesterday, I'd say probably hugging my brother, Jake, at like the 50, because like me, him, and my other brother, Brett, we kind of like we pretty much grew up on that field, and to win it, and to bring Cuse back, to the Final Four was just an unreal moment, feeling, just everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That was a crazy
That's
game.
awesome.
That was a crazy game, and the quarterfinals this weekend was absolutely ridiculous. You can't script anything better than this weekend. But Brian, you got anything? Diggs, you got anything?
Diggs, you got anything? I got a question.
Now we could go ahead, Brian.
Oh, no, I was gonna say 22, man. You be crushing it out here with the customs. So you got the chrome head. You come out with the Jordans. Seen Trey with the 11s on.
Yeah.
So what's the thought process? Because I feel like you gotta let people know every time you come out there. Because I feel like the customization is something that's been lost. But like
Yeah.
you and the Cuse boys is doing something with it.
Damn. This man.
I say, I mean, it's actually funny. Mike Leo's dad is kind of like the king of it all. So, he's done.
This man's an All-American, but got bench warmer service.
Nah, he's around the mall. So your service does go crazy over there because that's you can chalk that up. That's the Syracuse. You can chalk that up to.
That's that Syracuse Wi-Fi. Where's Goods when I need him, bro? That's that Syracuse Wi-Fi.
Not yet. All that metal, man. He's around the mall. All that metal around.
That's all that East Coast Wi-Fi because both of y'all be having trouble, bro.
Here you go.
Yo,
but he was talking about Mikey Leo, bro. Michael Leo had the Grinches. He's been wearing the Grinches like the last couple of weeks. I'm like,
nah, Grinch cleats is crazy.
Nah, y'all know what cleats go crazy that we need to bring back? The highlights. What you talking about? What you talking about?
No.
Bring back the highlights. Talk to my boy Cam Newton. Yo, bring back the highlights.
Those big line. That was offensive lineman energy. I had them too. That was offensive lineman energy though.
I was fast as shit in my highlights, boy.
I bet you weren't.
Nothing.
I bet you weren't.
Here you go.
I bet you were getting caught quickly. But stop playing.
Nah.
In the highlights, get out of here. You know what they really need to bring back are the oh my god, I just had it on the tip of my tongue. It's the OG Nike shoes, like the Nikes.
The Vapors?
You know, the Vapors, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, they need to bring those back.
Yeah,
you
Nike
actually
Vapors.
got,
That's what Grimes just said. Grimes just said the Nike Vapors were undefeated.
That was you got at least 5 miles per hour faster when you're wearing Vapors.
Those are comfortable though. That's why I was asking Joey because Joey has like he's been wearing the lows. I'm like, bro, you hate your
feet.
Trey, yeah, Trey Deer had the 11s on. I'm like, bro, y'all hate your feet. Y'all are young. That's how I know you're young.
Yeah, bro, I can't even be caught dead playing at anything other than New Balances. I swear to God.
Bro. Go to a podiatrist. Like, I gotta Google what's a podiatrist. I think I need that.
What are we talking about, bro?
That's cool. If I got to.
Yeah, I went for my first high school lacrosse practice, bro. Right before it, my mom took me to Kohl's, and I left Kohl's with a pair of Land Sharks.
Hey, that's kind of tight though. Land Sharks are dope.
No, they're not, yo. Who you lying to?
Hold on a second. If they're the shoes I'm thinking of,
no, they're not dope at all.
No, they're not.
Hold on.
You need to Google that.
Are they sneakers or cleats?
Oh wait, these are the cleats. I was thinking like the turf shoes.
No. The Land Shark cleat.
What are the turf ones? Like the Astro turf.
Oh.
Those aren't called Land Sharks. I thought they were called Land Sharks.
No, yeah, they're fine. There's like the normal, like my dad.
Did you get them in black?
I got them in black too.
See, in black make you look. See, my pops was a real one because when he told me to get cleats, he said, "Don't get black cleats because they make you look slow."
They do.
That's real.
See,
my dad said you ain't getting white cleats because they get dirty.
But white cleats, white crew socks. You were fast. You look like you were really moving.
My boy on Instagram, Cradle Lacrosse, is saying they wore Land Sharks too, but in white. All right, so
that's kind of
Land Sharks in white. Those are better than the all blacks. Like you straight up look like you wearing baseball cleats, bro.
All right. Whoa.
They do. They look like baseball cleats.
All right.
They do. They do.
Right.
Hey, it's okay. My first stick ever was an STX AV8 with an AL 6000 shaft. That thing was $35. Yeah. That one should reach deep reaches of your memory. That guy right there, man. I'm telling you, that was the one.
Bro, I gotta say, I'm not gonna lie. I think this kid's phone died. But yo, it's all right. At least Syracuse didn't die this weekend. We'll go into the Syracuse game later. We'll hold on to that for a little bit though,
because y'all got to reserve 10. I'm taking 10 minutes of time.
All right, cool.
I'm reclaiming my time.
But let's go in to the games then. Let's talk about the games here. Cornell survives Richmond, and they win that game 13-12. Another
sickening,
wild game. Everybody in Richmond, Virginia probably wants to kill all the nerds up in New York, bro, because that's 2 games in a row that Richmond had lost to Cornell by 1 goal.
They should have won both games too.
Yeah, it's sickening that game was so good. It's sickening that somebody really had to lose, because both, like, I wanted CJ Curse to I wanted to be able to see CJ Curse, because Scotty and I are going to be at the tournament next week, and I wanted to watch him, but also, like, it would have been such a moment in lacrosse history for Richmond to get to the Final Four. Like, Coach Shamati, dude, I don't know what you guys got. I was listening to what was either Paul Carcaterra was saying. He was like, yeah, 2 years into their program, they had just gotten, I think, like 6 or 7 scholarship spots, and they had gotten their first tournament berth. And I was like, who are you, bro? For you to be able to take a group of kids with very little scholarship opportunities and be able to get to the tournament, and they've been doing their thing. I mean, everybody, as much as we all wanted to see, Cornell do well, and we've all predicted Cornell was going to be at the Final Four, I think we all really wanted to see Richmond do something crazy. And they were knocking on the door, and it's so unfortunate that they couldn't pull it out. But I got to say, man, I can only imagine the nerves in that moment. But fellas, the last play of the game, you call a timeout, everything perfectly led to that last 30 seconds.
Right.
And all you had to do was just make a couple of plays. And the way Cornell's goalie was playing that day, all you had to do was get a good shot off. And I guarantee you probably would have seen the back of the net. But we couldn't even get the shot off. And then it turned into a ground ball scrum. Like, not what you want, bro. Not what you want. That was tough to watch at the end. I was like, but shout out to y'all for making it there. You did your thing, but man, we got to do a little bit better.
Imagine being one of those off-ball players, just waiting for the ball to come up out of the pile, and just because you can't all go to the ground ball, someone's got to be there,
right?
Shoot it, and
you just got to watch it. And you know what's even crazy? I just looked this up, bro. Cornell's statistically went 29%.
Yeah.
So statistically speaking, you are more likely to score if you just got a shot off. You are likely going to score if you just got the shot off. All you had to do was get a shot. You had 30 seconds. You just needed a shot. Force the goalie that went 29% to actually make the save to win the game. That's all you needed. And we couldn't even get the shot off, man. That hurts.
Mm-hmm.
That hurts.
Yep.
29%. As soon as first of all, as soon as that little jump shot to the top left corner went in, I was like,
He said, put in the elevator.
That's crazy.
That's an elevate goalie right there.
Nah, that's the shame being shame, bro.
Hashtag not sponsored.
That's an elevate goalie right there, bro. You could have put newspaper in that goal, and it probably would have saved the ball. But 29% in a quarterfinal game? What are we talking about? You're the number one team in the country.
It's not
You're the number one team in the country. You go 29% in a quarterfinal game, brother. Did you just become cross-eyed overnight?
They played at Hofstra. Shay said, "Put the Long Island Newsday in the goal. They good to go."
put something in there. That's crazy. Come on, man.
So this game was wild, man. I mean, we know the whole weekend was crazy, but I thought it was interesting that CJ Curse only had 2 goals out of his 13 shots, man. But it just shows you that Cornell was able to get production out of some other players in this game, man. And think about what Cornell could be doing if their goalie made a save, and if CJ Curse played well, that wouldn't even be a damn game. So,
but he didn't play bad. Oh, go ahead, Dex.
He didn't play.
I was just about to say, I don't think that's fair.
He went 2-2. He went 2-2.
2-2 and shot 13%. But Richmond's been winning their games on defense, so it's like if you're limiting CJ Curse opportunities on net.
What'd you say?
There you go.
Oh, they couldn't win a faceoff either. They were struggling.
Yeah, Cascading, I think, face off almost 70%.
Yeah, bro. Their main faceoff guy went 32%. That is a horrible percentage for a Fogo at any level.
They still only lost by 1.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Yeah.
Y'all think it's safe to say, is it because we've been talking more about Richmond and Cornell, is it safe to say this is like the same energy when Albany lost to Notre Dame? And after the game, everybody was just talking about the Thompsons and Albany, and not apples to apples, but I feel like it's that same energy where the losing team is more talked about than the team that won, because the culture kind of was like, "Yo, we want Richmond to win." That's just the sense that I got while we were talking about it. Again, it's not a apples to apples comparison, but just like the thought after the game of, man, I really wish this team won.
No, that would have been dope to see Richmond there. I think I would rather see Cornell though in Final Four weekend than see Richmond.
Yeah, I think we all want to watch CJ Curse and show.
This guy Shane contrarian as hell. Go ahead.
I'm not a contrarian. This is not a contrarian take. This is not a contrarian take because the reality is, would it not have been unbelievable to watch Richmond systematically dismantle a team like Maryland? Would that not have been like to watch Maryland crumble under Richmond lacrosse? Would that not have been crazy? Now, if we watch Maryland versus Cornell this year, it's just like, okay, Cornell's trying to get their get back from 2022, which I can respect. But to see a team that people early in the season were confused at winning, all of a sudden go to the national championship game and dismantle Maryland or Penn State or Maryland or Penn State. Would that not be crazy?
Like 2012 Loyola almost.
Yeah,
like that would be insane to watch. Of course I want to see CJ Curse ball out. Of course. But Richmond would have been a way better story. That would have stuck with us for a lot longer. And I will say the license plate that I sent in the chat was correct.
So, yeah,
for those of you
Shane
who
was
don't
talking with his third eye in the chat earlier in the week.
I was.
His third eye told him it was going to be Cornell, and he had that's what he's talking about. But I respect Richmond because I hate, as a lover of defense that we all know, I hate when teams say you have an outstanding player, we're going to change our complete defense because you have this one player. I absolutely hate it, and I like that Clark mentioned it on the broadcast that they kept trying to get the big little switch with CJ, and Clark's like, you know what? Because who did he do it with? Cotter. He said, you know what, Cotter? Richmond's not afraid if CJ gets a short stick because they're still going to play Richmond defense. And I think that's what kept them in the game, is that we're going to play defense and do what we do. Cornell got punched in the face a bunch of times. And that's like the scary part too, because you're like, it's like what Scotty just said, CJ having only a 4-point day, whereas we have different ways to play. Like, okay, I only have 4 points. Ryan Goldstein in his XXL jersey is still cooking. Like, that's the scary part, where it's like probably the best player in the country. I'm gonna tell you he's 22, but CJ is the best player in the country for sake of the conversation. He doesn't have to go off. We're still gonna win.
Yeah,
like that's like, okay, Cornell. Right.
Hey, but Ryan Goldstein was having himself a day.
He was cooking.
He does that. He does that sometimes. He just goes.
He was always in the right spot.
He was always in the right spot. He was getting the cuts. But Richmond's defense was doing such a great job of the doubles, man. The timing on the doubles was beautiful, beautiful to watch. And still, like once Cornell started figuring out, okay, you're going to go for an easy double, we're going to actually pass it to where the third slide should be. Because the second slide is coming quickly. The third slide, right on the backside, like a couple of them, the breakdowns it was obvious. It was like, ooh, That's like they're catching that right in front of the goal, like uncontested. But man, in terms of just overall grit, Ryan Goldstein, brother. I mean, geez,
He's good, man.
He's good. He's good.
But
Did
I
y'all
will
see
say,
that one?
My bad, Diggs. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that, did y'all see that one Cornell possession where they reset the shot clock like 5 times and then Richmond got a stop? That was crazy.
The lacrosse Twitter refs was so they're trying to get like Cornell win.
They were on that.
Yeah.
I think Richmond is going to be a name we're going to have to get used to later down the road because
sure.
they've been knocking on the door for so damn long.
Oof. Recruiting's about to go crazy this summer, bro.
I know.
Yeah.
And I love that for them.
They're gonna put some recruits. They're gonna
yeah. Be like, hey,
somebody on it, man. Because any from Syracuse, so he can get the upstate New York stuff, man. Any in Virginia, like you don't want your coach dancing in the video. Come on up to Richmond, like that's
You're gonna get, Yep.
Mostly I'm going to get that reference, but
hey, I'm telling you, man, Richmond lacrosse is on the up and up, and I can't wait to see that happen, man.
Hey, Shane,
and I get to see CJ on court at Cornell offense, man.
Don't say it. I know exactly what you're gonna say.
Shane, you're not lying about Richmond. You're not lying about Richmond at all. But speaking of lines, Penn State ends Notre Dame's three-peat hopes. Crazy. Hold up. I just said it. Lions. Penn State, Nittany, Lions. He said that.
I just want you guys to know. Everybody, I'm going to see Scotty next week. I'm going to handle that. Don't worry. I'm going to handle that. Okay?
Penn State Lions.
Don't worry.
Nittany Lions. Whatever the hell Nittany means. But Penn State ends.
Why are you pronouncing it like that?
What?
Okay.
Why are you adding extra syllables into that?
Nittany?
Yeah,
that's how it's spelled.
It's a Penn State Nittany Lions.
Nittany.
How do you pronounce pattern, Scotty?
What?
How do you pronounce pattern?
Pattern.
Yo, that's crazy.
Okay. Wait. Say button.
Button.
Okay. Some people say
wait, what are you guys saying?
Yeah, like you know how people say pattern?
Yo, it's Nittany Lions.
The way you would say
people are playing in your face.
Nittany Lion, is it not?
Nittany, you said that right.
Yo, Brian, are you okay? It looks like you're the one drinking some wine tonight, dog.
Yeah, you know.
All right. Yeah. But hey, real quick, we're gonna bring back the man, the myth, the legend, Joey Spallina. Hey, yo, he's back.
There we go.
What's up, boys?
Back in your crib.
22.
My boy was like, I gotta put my phone on.
My phone died, so that was.
Scotty said it too.
Scotty called it.
I texted you and I was like, yo, this man. I know when that shit doesn't deliver, that means the phone's dead.
Yeah.
Miss Keisha. Oh my fucking God, she fucking dead.
Why are you like this?
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. You came at the wrong time, Joey. Sorry. He's already on it.
All right. So, we'll go back to what we had on the run. So, Joe, you've been around the professional game for a hot minute. Clearly, we all know this, right? Your dad being around the MLL, you always being around. So, let's test some knowledge here. We're going to do a team drill here. We're going to do the PLL Immaculate Grid, see if we can name some players. So I'm going to show you guys my screen over here. Let's see if we can get this right over here. And you guys in the comments too, like help a brother out. Let us know. So let's do a player that was on the Atlanta Blaze and the California Redwoods.
Miles
Jones.
Yeah, Miles Jones. Easy.
Yeah, all right.
I'm with you.
I feel like Miles is the answer for everyone.
All right, so we're 1 for 1 right now. Player. So you want to do Miles Jones for the Atlanta Blaze and the Atlas too?
That would be crazy.
Kind of.
I mean, yeah.
Oh yeah. Why not?
They let you pick him again?
Yeah, they let you pick him again. They let you pick him.
That's so funny.
That's right.
Yes, sir. All right, now here we go. We got to change this up now. Atlanta Blaze, a player that was on the Atlanta Blaze
Gittleman.
and the Utah Archers.
Adam Gittleman.
Nice.
Ooh, okay. All right, Diggs.
Yeah. That was fine.
I see you.
A player on the Denver Outlaws and the Redwoods.
I feel like I gotta know this.
Did Westberg play for
I was gonna say
No.
Westberg.
Oh yeah.
Did
You
he
For
wanna
a
play
bit, yeah.
He played for
Westberg.
Outlaws though?
I
You
think
want to
he
give it a
did.
go?
I think
I'll give
so.
All right.
Okay, yeah, let's go with it.
Yeah.
I'll
Try
take the
not to
L
be
if you're wrong. I'll take
Westberg.
the L if you're
You
wrong.
got it.
Hey.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
we out. Outlaws and the Atlas.
Eric Law.
Eric Law, yeah.
Romar
Damn,
Dance, too.
Brian on fire, yo.
Yeah,
Locked in.
holy.
Brian knows lax.
Brian does know lax.
All right. The Denver Outlaws and the Utah Archers.
I feel like this is like an easy one.
Denver Outlaws and the Utah Archers. Hey, yo.
Nick Washuta.
Oh, your boy, Diggs.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's in your
My
bag.
goalie.
That's in your bag.
Yeah, give me Shooter.
Hey,
Shooter.
Okay.
That's
All
a
right.
Vermont legend.
So,
Right?
the Redwoods champ, I'm going to go with Rob Pennell.
Okay.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's exactly. Yeah, legend.
All right. New York Atlas champ. Yeah, I'll let Joey do this one.
Paul Rabel.
Easy Brad.
Layup.
Facts.
There you go.
And then we got one more. We got
You can literally do any of them. That's the easiest one of them all.
we got Archers and a champion.
Come on, bro. If you
Put
don't
a
pick
defender,
Captain
man. Put
America,
my man
you're-
Graham Hossack up in there, bro.
I like it. I like it.
Let's go, boys. That's
Let's go.
100% right there, boys.
Ball
That's
knows,
100% right there.
Ball
What we
knows
talking
over
about,
here.
boy? What we talking
Okay.
about? That's
Run
how we
it.
do out here. All right. There we go. That's the PLL Immaculate Grid. You know, your boy's holding it down 100%. I wish my high school GPA was like that, but hey, we live and we learn. All right.
We all.
All right. Now, let's get into it, Joey. Let's get into some real shit. All right. We're
Let's
talking
go.
about Cardiac Cuse. Does it again. Does it again. Beats Princeton 19-18. Now, it's been 12 years since Syracuse makes it to the Final Four weekend. Joey, how we feeling after a win like that?
I mean, you know, I kind of said it in the post game, but you know, Coach O has just been harping on us. You know, you don't really win two games the same way. You know, and I think our past three games, you know, we've shown, you know, we can win a 9-8 game. You know, we can win a game being down 6. You know, and then we can win just an absolute shootout. You know, so to be honest with you, you know, like I feel good, and you know, I feel like we're kind of at a place right now where you know, kind of just we're just going out there and playing, and you know, I really feel like we can win any kind of style of game, and you know, I have a feeling, you know, it's going to be a rock fight on Saturday, so you know, I think we'll just be ready to go. So
Yeah, it's
Good week of practice.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
It's gonna be wild on Saturday. I can't wait, man. You know,
Yeah.
the interview after the fact was tight.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I love the interview. You know, I think it's like a disservice that they interview you right after all the game when you got all that energy, all that.
Oh my god,
You see everyone
I
on
was dying.
You see everybody on Twitter talk about he has to talk about himself. That's so corny. It's like, man,
my
that
God.
man talking
Yes.
shit. If you don't shut up, you know
Yeah,
what?
bro.
Talk your shit for a second.
And like those same people that are saying that stuff are the people that just chirp me. So it's like they can't, you know, it's just like
You can't win for losing, bro.
Yeah,
exactly.
it's just nuts.
So
Yeah.
I cut it up. I cut up the interview. Don't worry. And we're gonna take a look at this interview real quick. Let's take a look.
Legendary, man.
Joey, you just looked at me and said, I feel like I'm about to have a heart attack. What was it like as a player to be a part of this game?
Unbelievable. You know, it's just, there's so much that really goes into it. And, you know, just to do it on a field that I pretty much grew up on is crazy. But I mean, I guess I can't dodge anybody or beat anybody. So I don't know.
And now you lead Syracuse back to your first Final Four since 2013. Joey,
Yes,
as
sir.
I say those words, what's going through your mind?
Hey, I mean, I guess we can win a big game. I don't know. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Joey.
Sick. Hey, I didn't catch you look dead in the camera when you said that.
He said,
I peeped it.
I guess I can't. Hey, man.
Hey,
Hey, I will
That's
say,
a meme, bro. I'm gonna run that back and freeze it.
Brian has
Talking to all
been
those-
saying all of that all season long. He said 22 is like that. Cuse is like that. He's been saying this every single episode. Actually, Brian is basically the only reason why all of us know every single one of your teammates by first and last name. And I'm
not even
appreciative
wrong.
for it. I love that because now when we're watching you guys play, we're like way more locked into who's who, who's
That's
doing what.
awesome.
And so, hey man, you deserve that. You deserve that moment to be like, I guess I'm trash. I guess I don't know, man.
Yo,
Yeah.
Joey,
It's
you get chirped up nonstop, dog. Like I feel like you're the player who gets chirped up the most in all of college lacrosse. But that moment in that video, you looked at him and you was like, "Let me tell you,
Hey,
let me tell you something."
yeah, that's you. Hey,
That's
I love
awesome.
that. I want to see the world.
It's real, man. And I've been like that with Joey because I'm old enough where I grew up with the Mikey Powells. So I know what like wearing that 22 from people from Syracuse, what that means to people in Syracuse. So I'm like, yo, I'm rocking with them. So I'm like, y'all, and everybody be my mentions like my last name Spallina. Cool. 22 told y'all after the game.
Yeah. I mean, I think the reason why, our team gets a lot of this stuff and, I get a lot of this stuff is, because, I think the easiest way to, I guess, compare it is like the Yankees, it's unless you're on the team or you're a big fan, it's like everybody hates you. It's like nobody wants you to win. And, God forbid, you don't score 8 points in a game or you don't score 6 or, 5, people think you guys are the worst. And, it's, which, like I wouldn't have it, any other way, I feel like going to, I feel like just at Syracuse specifically, I think it's really the only place, I mean, at least that I know of where like, you kind of have to do media training because there's so much of it and, you're exposed to it, a ton. And, I think I'd rather people care about us too much than people not care about us at all.
That's a bar.
So it's just the way it is. So.
I love it, dude. Yeah, absolutely, man. That's a good comparison with the Yankees. I feel like that's like tri-state or like New York, New Jersey fandom. Like, you guys are gonna get scrutinized day in and day out.
No doubt.
Who's your football team, Joey?
I am a Giants fan, so I am pleased right now. But I just hope I can like watch games until like after like Thanksgiving, like for once.
I'm laughing because as a Knicks fan, I know that pain that you would hear.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, don't bet on that. Don't bet on that.
I am not. I'm not.
I still think it's better than being a Jets fan, though.
100%. 100%.
At least you're not cursed.
Yeah. It's truly cursed.
And like they just have the worst colors of all time. It's like they're just it's terrible.
Brutal.
That green doesn't go hard. You're right.
No way.
No.
They just don't do it the right way, bro. They could. Like those black color rush jerseys were hard.
Yeah. Like those were sick, but it's like every other color is like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's just like the worst kind of green ever.
Trash.
Oh man.
Trash. But it wasn't trash. It was some of these moves you were pulling on Saturday. Yo, I was watching you do some of these moves, come around from crease and make contact with these guys, step away and shoot that ball. You did that twice. You know what? What's good for our memory is watching the video. Let's take a look at you in this goal right here. Making it look easy, dog.
Hey, you know it's good when the goalie's like,
Yeah.
he didn't move, bro. That's tough.
I love that move. What is that? What is like? Is that your signature move? Is that like what? How do you like set somebody up for that move? What's going through your head when you're running a play like that or running?
Yeah. So, I think before I'm even thinking shot, I think if I'm able to, make contact with my defender either around goal line or like right before, I think I'm in a pretty good spot. But to be honest with you, it's like I wouldn't call it like a seeing eye shot, but it's like more of like get even with the guy, kind of get into him, kind of make his hands go back into him, and then kind of just reach my stick like around him and kind of just fire it. So like that first shot, I obviously fired it lower. And then that second time, if you watch that second clip, you can actually see like the goalie's down. And, so I kind of brought it like back up. So it was like more of like that same release point that I had in goal 1, but then I kind of brought it back up. So, it's just more of like the game within the game, that people don't really pick up on is, something that I've been really getting good at. So,
dude, you said that second one, the goalie was down, so you kind of brought the shot back up. Is that something you're reacting to in real time, or is it like, okay, the first one went low, so now I'm just kind of like sell eyes low and bring it up?
Yeah, it's more of like, like that first shot went low and he was still kind of, I guess, higher. So, I kind of knew, he was probably going to go all out for that bottom shot. And then I was just going to put it higher. But, yeah, Krodek, I believe. Yeah, he's, he's a great goalie, so you kind of had to, outsmart him a bit. So.
Dope.
Yeah, man, it was.
That's what's up.
It was dope. It's always dope watching Syracuse play. I always say it out here. When you guys are clicking, you guys are my favorite offense to watch.
Oh yeah,
they are mad fun to watch.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
I've been telling the streets, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Brian been talking, man.
He's been, yeah.
Brian, you might be Syracuse marketing yourself. Like that's just you're that guy.
Syracuse University, CTC, cut the check.
Yeah, absolutely. But Joey, it's a weeknight, or it's about to be Monday. I know you got school and stuff tomorrow, but
you old, bro. They done, right?
Yeah, I don't. I've been done with school for like almost a month now.
Damn, dog, what am I doing, bro?
It's okay, Scotty. You old like bro.
I'm in I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher, and school doesn't end until June 25th for me.
Yuck, that's so late. Oh,
yeah.
Telling me, I'm going through it right now, dog. I'm going through it, but it's all right. It's all right. But you guys have any more questions for Joey, guys?
Appreciate you, 22.
One more. I got one more. I want to know this. Who, in your opinion, is the unsung hero of your team, either throughout the season or yesterday? Like it could be either or, in your opinion, like somebody that we don't, that doesn't get maybe a lot of the recognition, but he's the grinder and or like maybe even the glue guy of your squad.
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, I think there's a couple guys. I think the first one, obviously, I think Sammy is probably the best midi in the country. I don't think there's any other midi, that kind of does what he does. I'm pretty sure. I don't think there's a 35, 40-point scorer that plays man down and then takes every wing and goes back and plays D and then goes and beats the other team's LSM and scores. Like, there's just nobody else that's doing that. So, I think Sam's great. I think Sam gets a lot of love, but I know Brian loves him, but I think Michael Grace is arguably one of the most underrated players in the country. He's probably the best off-ball defender in the country. I mean, he's just massive. He does all the things that you probably don't see, where it's he's covering that skip, or he's getting down to the backside guys so they can't throw that feed. I'd say him, but to be honest with you, and I think this kid is the most underrated player of all time, and it's Owen Hiltz. I think he's so good. I think he shoots the ball. I think he's one of the best shooters in the country. I think people don't give him enough credit how he can dodge, but in our offense, he really doesn't have to. I think that's the same thing with me, but that's a whole another thing. But I think Owen is, I think he's our unsung guy. He's been a great captain, great leader. And I think he's criminally underrated. And to be honest with you, I think picking him at 8 was an absolute steal. I think he's great. But to properly answer your question, I'd say it's 3 guys. I'd say it's Hilty, Gracie, and Sammy. I think they all do things that, you might see sometimes that might get highlighted sometimes, but they do it so consistently, that you might not even see it. But, I think those guys are great. So
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hiltz is going to be a problem in the PLO.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Hiltz is going to be. Oh my gosh, he's pro ready.
He's built for it. And I can say this now because the draft is done. But if Owen fell to 10, he was going to be a California Red wood. So.
Yo, your pops is waiting, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't mind that at all, bro. I wouldn't mind that at all.
Oh my gosh.
That would have been
so gonna draw something up for that left hand. I know
that kind of hurts a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah.
We'll be all right.
They would spend 22.
Hey.
I know. I mean, to be honest with you, I think my dad still got, obviously 3 of the best players in the whole draft. So absolute steals, but
Redwoods won the draft anyway. So
100%.
No question.
100%.
I ain't mad at all. All right. But Joey, thanks a lot for joining us today, my man. We're looking forward to watching you play on Saturday, man. Keep on eating, keep on being you, and keep on doing what you're doing.
Appreciate awesome, you. Guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Be good,
guys.
Man.
Later.
What a guy.
What a guy. Huh?
Good teammate.
Yeah, it's a good teammate.
Just like you guys. Great teammates. To me,
that's right.
That's
right.
All right. But
I'll wait for Shane to play. I'm no one else,
I just pick the spots, you know what I'm saying? And if I was Owen Hiltz, I would want like a really good lacrosse stick that just gets me to where I need to go, right? Like I would want something perfectly strong. I would want to get to, hit the corners like Owen Hiltz.
Dude,
I want to be able to catch and catch like Owen Hiltz.
Where we would get
where would you get something like that?
Where would we?
You might get one at Lax.com. That's right, baby, Lax.com. Whether you're gearing up for the season, need fresh gloves, or just want to flex on your teammates with the latest gear, Lax.com has you covered. They've got everything from heads and shafts to apparel and training essentials. And here's the best part. They've got pros on deck to string your stick exactly how you like it. So no more excuses when you miss that corner shot. And did I mention some fast shipping? All right. Yeah. You'll have your gear in hand before your next practice. So do yourself a favor and get yourself from Lax.com. All right. But let's talk about this, though. Notre Dame didn't get a win. Okay. Notre Dame did not get a win. We were talking about a 3-peat. They said F that 3-peat.
Matt Trainer said, say 3-peat one more time.
We're back on it. Yeah. We're back on the Penn State game. Let's talk about that because what a game. What a game.
Boy, I left at halftime to go and coach. I was watching this game. I was like, boy, them boys, the Irish are putting a belt to ass on these boys. Then I check my phone 30 to 40 minutes later. And to my surprise, they had lost.
Yes, sir.
What are we What?
Bro.
What?
I texted you,
hate the fact that Brian got him right. I hate that. I hate it. That's the only time in this whole season that I was like, refs, do something. Why does he keep winning these? Do something.
Fight back.
I was pissed off. I wasn't even mad that Notre Dame lost. I was mad that Brian got it right again. I was like, at this point, that this week he's got to have a fix. It made me mad. It made me mad because I was like, I'm tired of this. I know he knows
last week with Harvard, man. That was me last week with Harvard. I was like, yo, I'm gonna be the only person that picked Harvard. I'm him. See what happened.
Yeah. I texted you guys like right when the game started to change. I was like, yo, Notre Dame is playing with them now when they were up by that 6 or whatever. And next thing I know, Penn State is
8, 9, 10, 11.
Gang. Bro, I couldn't believe that score, man. They were coming back, and it was like, once again, Shane, fight back.
Fight back.
It didn't even faze me. When they were coming back, it didn't even faze me because I was like, the first couple going, I'm like, they'll stop the run. And it gets close, and I'm like, they'll stop the run. And then they take the lead, and I'm like, they'll fight back. And then all of a sudden, it's a minute left. And I'm like, wait.
And they're
about to win by 2? Is that really going to happen right now? It didn't sink in until like the last minute. I was like, Penn State's actually going to win the game. This is crazy.
I think it probably caught them by surprise as well. I mean, they're just like, oh, we didn't score at all in the fourth quarter. And we know if you go scoreless in a quarter, bad things happen. The only thing you can hope for is that they also go scoreless in a quarter. If that's the case, and all they have to do is get 1 1/4 in the second quarter for Penn State, they only got 1, and the fourth quarter they got outscored in the fourth quarter 5-0. That's brutal. That's brutal. You go from being up by so much, and then you don't score in the fourth quarter, and they come back and win by 2. Sickening. That's a quiet bus ride back to Indiana.
Yeah, yo. I mean, imagine that being your last game.
And you gotta go back to Indiana. Oh,
that's crazy.
And you gotta go back to Indiana. Yuck,
dude. Yeah, that's a bad one, bro.
It's real though. It's real.
This was the Matt Trainer game, bro. Matt Trainer is this game really stamped him into some Penn State history, man.
Yeah.
Hey, what team did you just get picked up by?
Mikey, I think you sent out a tweet that said Brian and I laughing when Matt Trainer falls to the Bulls.
Yeah.
It don't matter, bro. It don't matter.
I tried to tell you, man. Like, wait,
he who they gonna short stick, bro?
Pick a 3? He's like, why is no one saying Matt Trainer's name? I'm curious about that. He's gonna follow the Bulls, ain't he? See what happens.
He was dog.
Logged on today.
He was killing them, man. Penn State in the Final Four. Gonna be different not seeing Notre Dame in the Final Four this year.
No.
They got 2. They be all right.
They'll be
2 in a row is solid. 2 in a row for never having one at all. 2 in a row and almost knocking on the door for 3. Hey man, yeah, you will be all right.
Yeah, they're good because Notre Dame fans talk like they Syracuse or Hopkins fans or Princeton fans or something. All of a sudden, like they got like 10 of them things, but respect. Somebody said Notre Dame. Somebody said Notre Dame's the mayors. Oh no, was it? Did they say Notre Dame was the mayors of May? I'm like,
yeah. All right, calm down.
For
buddy.
2 years?
It's only been 2 years.
What? Yeah. See, as Hop and Syracuse fans, Notre Dame fans, y'all are what we call new money.
Yo, that's wild.
That's crazy. We talk about real wealth now. Talk about some new money. Yeah.
Exactly. What did Jay say? Our college been autonomous.
To be fair, Notre Dame fans and Hopkins fans since 1990 have the same amount of championships. So I'm not gonna cover their nets, but in the trophy case, you're right. That's old money.
My boys are Final Four, so y'all can come to me now. I'm good. I got a little more baseball boys this week.
I love it. We still need to give you your time. We still need to let this man rant a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you could do Brian. I mean, I'll give you some time. You know what? I feel like there's a way we could correlate Walk That Dog with your rant.
Yeah.
Okay? So maybe that's what we'll do. Okay. But let's move on to the next game. Maryland handles business versus Georgetown, 9-6.
Boring
game. Watching paint dry, but hey, you got to do what you got to do sometimes. Maryland just finds a way to win.
Their way to win is if you score less than 10 goals, we're gonna win. It's like
Maryland won this game because they had more points.
Yeah,
like was it it was bad offense. It was good defense mixed with a lot of bad offense.
Yeah, you can't. I don't really have too much to say about this one. I was watching this game actually in Albany today. I was watching this game in Albany, and it was. I almost told them to turn the game off.
Yeah,
I was like, nope. This ain't the game I want to watch. But
you're like, why can't this be the game I was busy for?
Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday was just higher level lacrosse. Like it was just I have a confession.
Oh, here you go.
I have a confession.
These are my confessions.
Part of me kind of understands the everybody is mid conversation. I kind of understand it. As time went on, it was a slow burn for me.
Dan was kind of right.
Slow burn. It was a slow burn. And then I kind of realized I was like, there's two parts of this. Like, yeah, everybody's kind of mid. And I specifically noticed it with the goalie play this weekend, especially yesterday. I was like, I'm not really in love with all of this. This is what I see what he means by everybody's mid. But at the same time, I also don't agree because like it's kind of like saying an NBA player is bad or an NBA team is bad. I'm like, yeah, they're bad. They might be not good in comparison to like all the other teams, but like as Scalabrini said, I am closer to LeBron than you are to me.
It's relative.
It's kind of one of those things where it's like, bro. Like, it's still a bar. It's kind of one of those things where you watching the game, you like, yeah, you kind of mid, but you still give any one of these people who really saying this buckets at any point.
Facts.
Any one of y'all will give you buckets. So it's kind of, I'm kind of like, yeah, I get it. If everybody is good, is anybody good? I understand that perspective, but it's like, over time, I was like, all right, I see it. That's my confession. So Dan, I'm gonna give you like 50% of your flowers. We see how this weekend will go.
I might take them back.
Yeah, I might take them. I don't know yet. I ain't gonna get. They still in my hand, but I'm showing you that I got them for you. That's as far as it's gonna go.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm calling every team mid. I don't know. I mean, is it like every team is good?
I think that's what it means. It's like if everybody is great, is anybody great? You know,
like, or does anybody separate themselves from the rest?
Exactly.
But I also think it makes this year so much more fun. It's so unpredictable.
For sure, you can't like almost all. Like, if you go back and all the teams that I picked this whole season, almost most of the teams that I picked to win lost in like a 1 or 2 goal game max, and it's sad. Oh, don't play with me. We can go back. I really go back and look at the data. Don't play with me. And 1 or 2 goals max, but that's less of like, oh yeah, that's my ability to pick, and more so like the parity of the game is so good. Everybody can play with everybody, and I think that's the point. It's like if you wouldn't, I talked to Diggs about this last year about Richmond being able to make the tournament. But if you were to tell me in the beginning of week 0 when we first started doing our picks that Richmond was going to beat UNC in the first round of the tournament and be able to take Cornell to a 1-goal game in the second round of the tournament, we probably would have been like, Richmond? Really?
Right.
Like, they were still good, but to go for a 1-goal game against Cornell, who was the number one team twice, who was the number 1 team in the country for like most of the year, like, come on, man. That's I love that about the game this year. I love that about the game set. Yeah, it's really anybody's game. So this weekend should be insane.
Yeah, I agree. And it's crazy that Cornell is playing against the one team they lost against this year in overtime in Penn State. And then we got Maryland versus I'm losing my mind.
Are you serious?
Maryland versus
we just had the guy on the show, bro.
Brian. Who am I missing?
These boys in Syracuse, New York. You know them Syracuse Orange, bro. What you mean?
We got the Orange, bro. Saturday's gonna be a day, dude. Saturday's gonna be so good. Don't worry, Diggs. I'll FaceTime you during the event. Okay.
What you mean?
I might let you enjoy it from my view, my angle. I appreciate the whole time because I love you because I got you, dog. Don't worry, I got you because I'm real. All right, but guys, I'm excited for next weekend. But Diggs, all of us are rocking some gear, bro. I'm looking at my Kanye best. Tell them what's happening.
Real quick. So for those of y'all watching the video version of this podcast, you see the threads we rocking. Shout out Lusa 1904. That's LUSA 1904 for these dope tees and hats, keeping us fitted. I mean, I'm a t-shirt dork. I don't know about y'all. I'm very picky about t-shirts. If it's not a good blank, I'm not buying it. These t-shirts are official on quality, on cut. They're comfortable. Embroidered logo. Yeah, I seen that. I had to do something about it. So shout out Lusa 1904. Hit LUSA1904.com to check out what they got for you. Tell me.
Yeah. Stuff. Material is real. Like it's one of those once you get it, you go,
I understand it now.
I understand it now. They ain't skip out.
Yep.
Yeah, it's no Gildan t-shirt.
I wore this hat to my mom. I wore this hat to my mom's house. My mom goes, "Is that you?"
She saw them brown legs, like, oh,
ooh, Scott Jr. I love that.
Everyone who knows me and saw me wearing my hat, they were like, "Is that a Brown lacrosse player?"
Yep.
Like,
crazy.
You already know.
Different. Yeah. All right. So shout out to LUSA. Now, guys, way back when we talked about our Final Four, we talked about who we had in our Final Four. So let's take a look at who we had in our Final Four. Let's pick out our Final Fours.
Ooh. Go youngest to oldest.
All right.
Go ahead, Scott.
First pick in the Final Four is going to be those boys from Piscataway.
No way. No shot.
You are smoking dope.
I'm putting Maryland up there. I'm going to put Notre Dame, Ohio State. What conference is Army in?
They're in the Patriot.
Damn, I'm not picking Army. They lost to Nerds.
That's crazy.
Cornell.
I got Maryland, Syracuse, Wagner.
Shut the hell up.
Okay. I got Cornell. I want to say Virginia.
Okay, so my Final Four is Cornell, Maryland, Ohio State, Princeton.
2 Ivies, huh?
2 Ivies, 2 Big Tens. I think ACC's out in the cold.
All right, Brian, go ahead.
Ohio State, Princeton, Notre Dame, and obviously Syracuse is winning the national championship. So
they are. Who's the closest?
That's crazy. This is why I didn't want to show the video because I knew Shane would start yapping.
That's right.
And the only reason you have the
didn't even make the tournament though, so don't get too excited.
Right, well, I had to put him in there. What else to do? A fake fan? Come on. I got to put them in there. I know they were trash. They were bad all year. But guess what?
I mean, people say we're journalists, so you can't.
I know they're trash.
Hey, I knew Hopkins wasn't gonna do nothing.
But I tell you what, I would not have put Penn State in that thing. I'll tell you right now.
That is crazy.
That's a wild card.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter. It could have been anybody. I still would have been wrong.
That was crazy. But hey, don't forget. I want you guys to recognize your boy had 2. I had 2. All right.
Maryland, Cornell. Same with me.
All right, but I'm talking about me right now.
Okay, well, let me talk about me. I had 2. I won 50%, and I won 50% of the credit. All right.
But Brian has the chance because he made a call he made a future saying that Syracuse will be national champs.
I got a whole ass video. Scroll back on my timeline.
Oh yeah. Brian activating his Raven Baxter. Y'all might. Yup, Shane. Yup. Yeah.
I forgot there was a Baxter family.
My third eye is open.
His third eye is open. It's not calcified. It's not calcified. It's open. The pineal gland.
The pineal gland. My third eye is wide open.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But it's time to get on with our segments. We already did the relax and take notes. That was with Joey earlier. But we'll do the
Who walked the dog? Who walked the dog? Tell us, Brian. Who walked the dog? Who walked the dog? I've got to know. Who walked the dog? Who walked the dog?
Who walked that dog, Brian?
I'm so mad.
So I said I'm gonna wear my 1904 gear. You know, shout out the boys. Mikey told you to plug because you want to look like this when you're talking about who walked that dog. Because who walked that dog is half of the number of the person that we just spoke to, my man Joey Spallina. Where's number 11 for Syracuse University, Riley Figueres? 22 told you. Owen Hiltz is that dude. There's some squads that said people said Coulter McAfee, best lefty shooter in the country. I rock with him. Riley Figueres said, I don't care about none of that. First half hat trick. Scotty said it. Okay, I understand it now. Riley Figueres put that man on Figueres Island. He gave that man a beach chair, an umbrella. Told that boy put that. What is it? PF90. I don't know.
We don't know.
Put some shea butter. Put some cocoa butter on your face. Tell your parents turn the rest of the game off. DVR. Riley Figueres put that boy in hell. Wasn't even touching the ball. Like the way you talk about Sean Light, we talk about Bobby Van Buren, we talk about Ty Banks, talk about Riley Figueres. All that man does is put you on a milk carton. Don't DVR the game. Tell your girl, go watch Gossip Girls. Go watch the new season of You on Netflix. Because you're not doing nothing the rest of the game. That man took the 4th pick in the PLO draft and made him disappear. He put that boy in the upside down. Riley Figueres walked that dog. And a game that didn't feature much defense because it was the offense doing what they're supposed to do. Riley Figueres said, come here, sit down. Walked that dog, bro. Like I'm like, again, the way we talk about these other people, talk about Riley Figueres. I don't care about cause turnovers. I don't care if you're gonna take your head off. I care about the dudes. It's like you touch the ball goes away. Shout out Riley Figueres, Syracuse University, Final Four, number 11 in orange. Walk that dog.
I love it.
Real. He said he put him in the upside down.
I mean, you're right, yo. They don't talk enough about Riley Figueres because if it wasn't for you, I don't know if I would have ever noticed Riley Figueres. But I'll tell you, when I watch Syracuse now and I see Riley Figueres play, I'm like, no shit, Brian talking about him nonstop because that boy lights out.
Because I worry about because it's like the PLO-ness of it. Y'all care about. I don't care about cause turnovers. Like scoring goals, cool. Your first job is when your man gets the ball, stop him. Riley Figueres does it. He's in the Sean Lights with the Bobby Van Burens, with the Will Shallers, with the Ty Banks of the world, the AJ Pilots. He's right up there with them. Put the microphone in his face. We can talk that talk like 22 did yesterday.
He was killing.
I love it.
Absolutely.
Upside down with 11 and all of them.
That's great. Upside down.
You call him L, bro. You gotta call him L from now on. Hey, L.
That's crazy. Well, Mikey Stefan Diggs is back in the building. Diggs, unfortunately, I don't have a song for you.
That's okay.
I'll make one soon. Don't worry.
Now you got. I love that Brian has his own theme song. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't hear Shade yet?
Yeah, you'll see. Yo, go ahead, Diggs.
Should I just go?
Yeah, I'm mad as hell I don't have one for Diggs right now, but it'll come. All right. Yo, but he's gonna laugh soon. But go ahead, Diggs. Right. Let's talk about it.
All right. So I've been busy the last couple weekends, did some traveling for NCAA stuff, so I haven't been around. was doing a bunch this weekend. Didn't get a real chance to sit down and watch games, but I did try to catch up when I could, peek at the phone when I could. One thing that really stood out to me, I know we said his name earlier in the podcast, Matt Trainer. Matt Trainer, my can you dig it? Shout out of the week goes to Matt Trainer. His team was against the wall. I picked Notre Dame to win because I was like, oh, they got championship pedigree on the roster. Penn State, they have a win over Cornell. They kind of were in the background a lot of the regular season. They're here. I feel like, a lot of people, the narrative was against Penn State, right? Matt Trainer was like, yeah, I ain't trying to hear none of that. So he put the team on his back. He has 6 goals and assists, 7 points. And really the thing I want to shout him out for is his demeanor and like how he was during that game. You could tell from his body language that there was never a doubt that Penn State was going to climb back in that game. Teammates didn't take frustration shots, didn't take any unnecessary risks that I saw. Pretty much every time he was able to go get a bucket for his team when he knew they needed one, he went and got the bucket. He was winning his matchups. He was gliding through doubles, and he would score and be like, next, let's face off. It was never like, hooting and hollering, which is fine, but just shout him out. I just want to shout him out. I can dig it because he was like, we got a game to win. We got business to take care of. Put it on the dot. Let's do it.
Future Upstate Bull.
Put the team on his back and willed his team to the semifinals, willed his team to Memorial Day weekend over the 2-time defending national champion. There's obviously other players you could shout out just from what I saw. Matt Trainer.
No, that boy was locked in.
That diving backhand he had, bro.
In the corner, in the near corner. Why he do it like that? Grayson
How you remixed the Lyle in the quarterfinals, bro?
The no look too. He doubled one leg out and hit it with the no look in the corner. No, that was crazy.
Talking about him.
Above and beyond that, he showed out.
You've seen my tweet about Matt Trainer today?
No.
Well, it's a tweet that Diggs would like. You gotta just.
I'm gonna look it up right now. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up right now. It's definitely like a me, you, and Pool type of tweet.
A Pokemon trainer.
That's what you said. I was a Pokemon.
I was like, I need to stop. That's crazy. That looks sick, though.
Oh, no, that's a good one.
That's a good tweet.
I was at a rest stop making that, yo. I'm dedicated to the game.
That's the most East Coast thing I've ever heard. He said, I was at a rest stop.
That's it.
Rest stops out here.
Shane A. Smith, are you there? Are you there?
Of course I'm here.
Oh, Shane A. Smith is.
Check it out. Yeah, my boy Shane A. Smith, yeah, he is bald, but he know what he's saying when it comes to ball, cause he's Shane A. Smith. What? What? Hey, cause he's Shane A. Smith.
What you talking about?
Yo.
Say what you need to say about that one, Dix, because I already said what I had to say.
That's crazy. You ain't had to hit him with a straight bullet on the way in. That's insane.
I can't wait for Mikey's. It's gonna be hilarious.
Okay.
You don't call me light skin. Watch.
First of all, I need to talk about something. I need to get something off my chest. I got 2 major things that I had a problem with yesterday. 2 of the best games we had seen in the quarterfinal in a long time occurred on May 17th, 2025. We saw Syracuse play Princeton, and we saw Cornell play the Richmond Spiders. I was pulling for the Richmond Spiders to come out with a W. Ultimately, that was not the case. In the last minute, we saw everything that Richmond was working for lead up to one single play. One play. 26 seconds left. Coach calls the timeout, his last timeout of the half. Great timeout, Coach. Great timeout. get a chance to draw something up. 2 passes in, we dropped the ball. We dropped the ball. The biggest game of your career, and you drop the ball. And it turns into a middle school scrum for a ground ball with the last 20 seconds left. And my only issue with that is that Cornell's goalie could have quite literally been asleep, and you probably would have it probably would have not hit the cage more than it would if he was in the cage, because he went 29%. If I'm coach, all I'm saying is just close your eyes and shoot. Just close your eyes. It don't matter who's in front. It don't matter where the ball is. Most likely, the ball's going to go in at 29%. 29%. And all you got to do is get the shot up, and you drop the ball. You should have been dropped. You should have been dropped early on. And I think you might have, because you had the opportunity of a lifetime. They had the stats by that point, 29%. You know why? Because he was 29% before the timeout, because you didn't get a shot off. You just needed to throw the ball in that direction. You could have kicked the ball in. You could have hit it off somebody's head. You could have hit it behind the back. You could have done anything. You could have done anything, and the ball would have gone in. And instead, you drop the ball, and the ball goes into the corner for a ground ball scrum. And all the rest of the team is waiting for the ground ball, and they're just sitting there watching. You had a chance to make history, and you dropped the ball. You ought to be ashamed.
That's a double.
Ought to be ashamed.
You dropped the ball.
You dropped the ball. You dropped the ball. Game on the line. Everything all culminated, and quite literally culminating to one single play. 29%. No goalie all weekend played worse. No goalie played worse. This was his worst game of the year. Not even Logan McEnany played as bad as that. And you dropped the ball. All you had to do was throw it in there. You dropped the ball. I hope that sits with you for a while. But here's what I want to talk about. The Syracuse-Princeton game. Another one-goal game. High scoring, 19-18. Great game to all around. I've got a couple problems. One player for Princeton went 100% on shooting. One player. And his name was Chad Palumbo. Went 100%. He had 8.6 goals. Went 100% on shooting. Question. When was his last goal?
In the third, right?
10 minutes left in the fourth.
Oh.
You know who took the last shot? Do you know who took the last shot? Nate Kabiri.
Nate Kabiri, yeah.
And it got saved by Jimmy McCool. So I'm going to tell you this. If I am Chad Palumbo, here's what I want you to do. I want you to listen to me close now. I want you to get one of them team-issued socks, okay? I want you to go into that I want you to go into that team bookstore. I want you to buy some batteries. Okay? I want you to fill that sock up, that team issued sock, with those batteries. I want you to walk over to Nate Kabiri's dormitory, and I need you to handle business.
Yo, inciting a riot over here, Shane.
Shawshank Redemption style. That's what I need you to do. Okay? Take those batteries, put it in the sock, and I need you to handle business. Because why? If I'm Chad Palumbo, I'm shooting 100%. I ain't missed the goal yet. Are you taking the last shot? Why are you taking the last shot? I cannot miss. And you taking the last shot to put us up. And then the last possession of the game, the ball goes over the line. We get the ball. Syracuse has the ball. Princeton defense does what? Nothing. They sit there and they accept defeat with 10 seconds left, and they still get the turnover. And off of the turnover with the clear, guess what happens? They pass it to the defender, and he drops the ball. He drops the ball. I don't know what's in the air at Hofstra with these teams dropping the ball in the last second to be able to get something going. But both of y'all, and I mean both of y'all, need to go for a 3-day long run. If I'm your coach, y'all boys going into y'all see Matilda? Y'all going to the pokey for the rest of the day. You going to the pokey.
Miss Trunchbull.
You gonna see Miss Trunchbull. Ain't no Miss Honey around here. You gonna see Miss Trunchbull. Okay? You boys need to learn something about not dropping the ball. Okay? But as I said, if your name is Chad Palumbo, get that team issue stock. Get that Duracell, not the Energizer. Get that Duracell. Okay? Go into that room and handle business. You need to send a message. You need to send a message. And that's all I got to say about that.
Mr. Smith.
100%. I shot 100%. And I ain't get the ball. I ain't missed a goal yet. I got 8 points. Not only do I got it, I got 6 goals. I'm shooting 100%. I pass to the folks and they making the shot. And you don't get me the ball? Me? Yeah, you getting a Duracell sleep. Duracell nap. You getting a Duracell nap. 100%. And and if it's me, I'm not waiting until we get on the bus. We doing that in the locker room at Hofstra. We doing that. We handling that. We handling that. Hey, coach. Hey, captain's got to handle something real quick. Go ahead and take a seat, man. We got to handle something real quick.
Before we get off, I'm
taking them team issue towels. We putting you right next to the locker, and we're going to work. We're going to work. Okay, that's all I got to say about that.
All right, thank you, Shane. We really appreciate you as always.
Anytime.
Might have some people giving me phone calls after you inciting a riot, but you know.
Oh, it's not a riot. It's not a riot because there's only it ain't a couple people. It's only one person. It's only one person that need to see something about something. They need to see something about something. Okay. Bookstore, team issue sock. That's all I got to say.
That's crazy. Hey, as always, Shane, you're doing your thing, man.
No problem.
You're always killing it, brother. You're always killing it. What an episode once again with the boys. Okay. Once again with the boys. We got Final Four weekend here coming up this weekend. Bro, I said it last episode. I can't believe it's already coming to an end. But the college season has gone by. Yep. And we have one more weekend left of college lacrosse. And it's been a blast. It's been an absolute blast. But before I say my goodbyes, we'll wait for next week to do that. But give us some love on Instagram, Spotify, X, whatever you call it. All right. Because we need it. We appreciate it more than you could ever believe. It helps us out so much. But thanks again for joining us. And shout out to 22, the man, Joey Spallina, for joining us on Stick Talk today. Hoping for the best for you next weekend. But it's your boys, Dig, Brian, Shane, and yours truly, Scotty, signing off.